What is up, everyone? Circon here, bringing you guys another video. Today it is Advent Calendar Day 15, and it's the LT 432. It's gonna set you back. Let's see, about 45 bucks. It's the same old same. 5,000 gold, 30 days premium, first steps, gun rammer, optics, Tankman style, which apparently, according to someone on Reddit, literally is a rare one. Not that really matters. And of course the 40 missions, right? That's the whole bundle for 45 bucks. If you're gonna buy it separately, it's gonna be 6,500 gold from the in-game garage, and that's gonna be about 24 euros worth. Or, you know, some of you might have bought loot boxes. You might have more than enough of this, and then you might have this a little bit at a discount if you're lucky. In the way of like getting the gold was cheaper than just buying it like this, right? So anyway, the LT 430. Or 432, sorry. Tier 8 Russian premium light tank. Short story, absolutely worth it. This thing is pretty much broken. You're pretty much a tier 9 tank. You're pretty much a tier 9 scout. It is pretty insane. I would even argue that this tank is almost as good as the tier 10 tech tree T100. So the tier 10 tech tree Russian light tank. It is actually that insane to me. So what do you get? Well, you get 2100 base DPM because you get the good old 85 mil from the Russians, right? You have 1.92 aim time, which is incredibly good. The dispersion is pretty damn good as well, especially nowadays for light tanks, 0.36. Shelf velocity is 1150 because you get APCR first, 1150. Incredibly nice to shoot other scouts with and whatnot. Top speed of 70, powered weight of 33.33, tank diverse of 50, and it still gets 7 degrees of gun depression while looking like this. It is flat as all hell. It has, so this tank has 7 degrees of gun depression, almost all the way except for the rear, where it still has 5. Which, by the way, is the tier 10 gun depression is 5. So this thing has a really comfortable 7 on a low profile tank. This means that your camo is also insane. It's really good. You have 380 view range, which is just pretty damn good. Like 380 is just about what you need. Like anything more would have been really nice. Anything less would have been really annoying. And 380 is just about, yeah, we can work with that, right? There's another insane thing. It has really good armor. So 70 front, 40 side, 40 rear. So even on the front, you'll get these awkward bounces because it's your frontal armor starts here and ends all the way here. This is an extreme angle. And therefore you will bounce on this hull for sure. And the turret is 160. 160 on the well-rounded turret. Now, yeah, you won't bounce everything, that's for sure. Other light tanks, you're damn straight you're gonna bounce those. Tier 6 and 7s, you're gonna bounce those. It is absolute insanity. This thing is literally overpowered. It just is. Like, as much as I could be here like, oh, you know, you shouldn't buy it because it's OP. Like, oh, fuck that. Everybody should just have one so it's an even playing field, right? This thing is just insane, dude. So the crew, a little bit awkward, is radio loader. And then there's a driver that has nothing else. And the gunner is also a loader. This means you need a really good commander to get the most out of the tank. So keep that in mind as well. So what do we got? We got pretty good DPM. And another nice thing about the DPM, because it's the good old 85 that the Russians get, you also get 300 alpha HE with 44 pen with a reload of what is gonna be less than 5 seconds. 300 damage. That's 3,500 DPM base without anything added. This is insane because you can keep up with anyone else in a tight 1v1 situation against any other scout that has no armor. You're almost guaranteed to win if you're both in full health from the get-go. If you're smart about your HE, it is actual insanity. All those wheelie boys, if they're close up, you can shred them, and they have a problem trying to pin you with HE frontally. A lot of them, not all of them, but most of them. Absolute insanity. Now it gets AP, which is slower than the APCR, and it gets 218 pen. But honestly, this thing, insane. Like, this APR is so good, even though it only has 176 pen, because you're a scout and you can maneuver so well, you don't even use the AP all that much. So, absolutely insane tank. So how are you going to equip it? Most people will do this. Optics, first steps, rammer, food, and a good crew, right? This is a premium. This leaves you with 2500 DPM. Look at this HE, by the way. Boom. 4200 DPM on a scout against... And this is basically... This is the anti-scout, right? Most scouts that you will fight are wheelie boys and things with absolutely no armor. Like, things like the bulldogs and whatnot. They can get shredded by this. It's just insane. 0.44 dispersion and whatnot. And here's the thing. This is one of the only tanks, if not the only tank, where I have, I have a really good crew for this. Because I have 3-marked all the Russian light tanks, I'm pretty sure by now, with the same crew. And there was the zero skill crew as well. I think it was a female crew. And so what I did, I tested just using vents. Turns out, I don't miss the first steps at all on this tank. Like the weaponry is so crazy. Like the aim time dispersion was on the move and whatnot. It's so good that I've been rocking ventilation only. No vert snaps. Like I did most, like 90% of my frontline grinding with this tank with vents. And I 3-marked it. It was like, this thing is insane. And like 24 euros. Okay? I don't think you can find a more fun tank for that amount of money in this game. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe the Panzer 5-4 was probably cheaper and equivalent fun, but that was a tier 5. So hey, insanity. And again, if you like, if you're comparing this to the T100 LT, which is a tier 7, right? And this is the base tank. So they have the same things, right? No upgrades yet. So it only has 200 less DPM. Obviously, it has less pen and less damage per shot. But then look at the dispersion. 0.44 versus 36. And yeah, it has worse gun handling on the move and whatnot. But in reality, this combined with this means that you're actually just more accurate on the move, I feel like. And this is also crazy. You get 2 degrees more gun depression than the tier 10. What the heck? It is all... They're both flat as all hell, but this thing doesn't. This thing does. It's insanity that this thing is a 7. This LT452 would still be an amazing tank with 5, but they give it a super comfortable 7, which is insanity. It's only 2 kilometers slower. The first speed is only 2 kilometers worse. And then the train resistance are better. Yeah, power to weight is like way in favor of the T100. But being 2 and only 10 more fuel range. And then third armor. Yeah, it's comparable. If not better on the LT. Like it's actually insane. It's 2 tiers lower and makes money. Like makes credits. And gets you crew XP and whatnot. Insanity. And now that the great shit matchmaking of 2018 has been gone for a while, and tier 8 is a whole lot more playable in terms of matchmaking versus like tier 10s all day. At least in my opinion, tier 8 matchmaking so far has been a lot better. Yeah, you've faced tier 9s and 10s. Yeah, absolutely. But like I saw, that's funny. I streamed yesterday on a Saturday. I played in platoon with Snooze, so 2 people at tier 8. I saw more tier 6s playing that tier 8 platoon than I did free marking like 14 tier 7s weeks and weeks before it. That's what it felt like. So I might have been on a lucky streak or whatever, but that was insane. So yeah, do I think this tank is worth it for 24 bucks or 6,500 gold? Abso-fucking-lutely. Go get it. I would even recommend this if you don't have any Soviet scouts yet. Because I think even with a really shit crew, as long as you get 6 cents, you're probably going to have a pretty decent time playing this. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. We'll love to hear yours. Is there actually anyone out there that doesn't like this tank that has played it? That would actually blow my mind at this point. But then again, I'm quite the light tank fanatic. So yeah, anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in, boys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.